If you're like me and you're a wine person and you've heard this word El Nino,
Super El Nino. El Nino.
Super El Nino. El Nino.
El Nino has officially arrived.
all you're thinking about is what's going to happen to the grapes this year. Because the biggest issues for wine aren't tariffs, it's going to be the Pacific Ocean. So for those of you who don't know, El Nino is a weather phenomenon that typically happens around 2 to 7 years. Parts of the Pacific Ocean warm up. The surface level of the ocean becomes unusually warm, and this warming basically changes the weather pattern that happens around the world. Western coast, which is what I'll say we're on, we get wetter weather, more rain, more humidity. It is a little bit more intense, it's more extreme, and so there's a lot to handle in a short amount of time. Whereas on the eastern front, let's think New Zealand, Australia, Southern Africa, you get a lot more drought. And this time around, there may be even impacts on El Nino reaching Southern Europe, which is going to be Italy, Greece, some parts of Spain like Pura, Portugal impact. So now, what does the weather have to do with all this stuff? Because the weather patterns that are happening now are what's going to impact what we see in the stores next year. Because there will be elements of drought and wetter weathers, there's going to be impacts on vintage variation, which is the difference of quality and style from year to year. And as consumers and wine drinkers, we want a consistent product, and sometimes hurts a lot of growers because their wines just taste different, which is undesirable from a final purchaser's perspective. Wines with higher alcohol, because there's a lot more sugar, because it's that much hotter, that ultimately results in an unbalanced wine. Perhaps acidity is lower because acid and sugars are anti-corollary. So if one must go up, the other must come down. They come at the sacrifice of each other, and a great grape grower understands when it is time to harvest it. There are methods in which you can harvest it in the right time to retain the acidity, because once acid is lost, it's really hard to get back because natural acidity is just that much more elegant than perhaps acidification via citric acid. Anyway, El Nino is gonna rock our world. It's helpful for us to think about the world in this way because as those who are not in the viticultural world, we may not understand these weather patterns having greater effects on the final product that we are able to purchase or experience. So in part 2, I'm going to talk about the grape varieties that are the most vulnerable during El Nino and those who may potentially thrive. Because if you love wine, you should care about the weather too. So we'll see you there.